lot of it gets missed in our name in Pachucos. I still know it's Pachucos, you know. Where's the enchiladas? No, we're not a Mexican restaurant.
Nah, bro.
We're the intention. It flies over people's heads.
Yeah.
We're the intention of how it started. Pachucos Pachucos did their own way. They're gonna do it how they want. They're gonna dress how they want. They're gonna.
Right.
That's the point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna create how I want.
Right.
I'm gonna take influence from all these different things that I love.
Yes.
And make a cool style.
Yeah.
Make something different. That's what they did wholeheartedly. You know, so you don't have to like it.
Right.
But you can't stop it.
Right.
And that's why that culture is still alive to this day. And so with my food, it'll be transcended, and it'll keep going.
Out west where the sun always beams bright, Midland skies keep the hustle in sight. BAM Consultants got the blueprint intact. For dreamers on the grind, they got your back. Championing dreams from the ground to supreme, providing that spark, igniting the team. Marketing flow strategies that gleam. BAM in Midland, building your dream. They teach
This week's episode brought to you by Copenhagen Spit-Free Wintergreen.
Spit free. I almost said that's a good rap name, but nah, it's not.
You ain't spitting shit. Oh shit.
Scratch that, man.
Fine as shit. No, she's mean, dude. She's real mean. But she's so creative and what I needed.
And I was just about to say that, bro.
What I needed.
Somebody who understands you.
Well, I'm not covering who I am. I'm not covering who I am because I'm not tiptoeing around who I am. Right. Because that's how I am. I really limit myself for the people I'm around.
Right.
Because I know who I am, and that just comes from process of elimination and having to do things over and over again. Just really mitigating who I am for the people, and that's taught me like I can't be who I am because it affects people. Right. I'm just very high functioning. I'm constantly thinking about everything. And it's very uncomfortable for a lot of people. So for my ex-wife, it was just always about her. I always had to limit myself and govern who I am 100% all the time. All the time. And that's how I've always lived my life.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where she understands who I am.
Right.
And that's the most fun and most understood I've ever been. Right, and that sucks. It's hurtful, especially when you spend a lot of time with a person. But my intentions are always good. I just want the best for the people around me.
Yeah.
I'm 42 now. What about me? You know what I mean?
Right.
I want to be happy too. Where I'm always going to create happiness for everyone, and that gives me joy. I'm happy with that. But then when just becomes too much, we're like, fuck, I really want to be myself. And, you know, it's trying to find that balance of being yourself and being high performing and taking care of people. Now I have all the tools. Now all the infrastructure's in place. And for me, this is the most free I've ever been, you know. Shit, I got tattoos on my face now. So that's, since you met me, there's been a lot of changes. And, you know, all these things mean something. Yeah. They mean something to me, and it's right there in your face. And that's how I want to be. I'm right there in your face. I'm going to make it uncomfortable if you're not being you. I'm going to pull that out.
So talk a little bit about that. What you're thinking, right? When we look at like Mike Tyson, why'd he do that? You know what I mean? You're going through something. You're thinking in a certain way. Like I think you just said it, like, hey, this is me, right? Because you're already, when people look at you or they think about it, they talk about you, it's already a perception that's out of your control. So do you think that's like more of like, no, I'm controlling the narrative?
And that's from all the careers that I have too. I have to be in control of the narrative. With my career in law enforcement, for me building processes, to me running crews in the oil field, you have to control the narrative to be successful.
Yeah.
And that translates into my relationships too. I'm constantly processing information. When I'm one of those people that steps in the room, I already can know what everybody's thinking. And I do that in my restaurant. I can walk in, I can immediately feel what's going on. And you know, I took a deep dive in all this stuff and what it means, where it comes from. You know, it comes from trauma and coming from having to perceive these things so you're not in danger, right?
Yeah.
And I've always been in danger without me knowing it, right? Because that's my world, that's my life.
Yeah.
So I treat the littlest things like, oh, it's in danger. I got to get out of here. I got to fix it.
Right.
I don't run. I fix it, right? And so for a lot of people that I meet, or just my competition or whatever it is, just I'm going to pull it out because you're a danger to me. You're a danger to what I'm creating, and I know what I'm creating is in best intentions for the overall picture, right? And that's hard for a lot of people. I'm not living for the awards. I'm not living for money. I'm just trying to create longevity for the processes that I'm building. All that other stuff, it comes in it, but there's not a lot of value in that for me.
No, right? Because one thing, it's great to win awards, but are you going to win one every day for the rest of your life?
No,
When does that end? And then when it does end, are you good with yourself? So if you're good with yourself before you win, and it's a neutral thing, like, hey, okay, great for the day and the moment, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Right? And after that, who's Ruben?
And for me, I moved around so much as a kid. I was always that weird kid that got picked last, right? Until I had to prove myself. And every time, I'd be that key player. Every time. So when you grow in that world of constantly being the unknown, and that's exactly what I've been in this community. Like, what is this guy? Why is he doing what he can do? No one knows anything about me, and the only reason they know anything about me is because I do things like this. I let people know. I'm very transparent with everything that I do in my business. Yeah. And that's kind of changing just to protect who I am, because one, I don't want to be the spotlight. It's about Pachucos. It's about my people. It's about what I created and how that affects people, how people eat. But our restaurant is about the processes. It's about creating something new. And I'm constantly looking for something new. And that's, my mind doesn't shut off when it comes to those things. I don't know if that's just a form of autism or what. My mom eating too much Tylenol, flying in helicopters when she was pregnant. I don't know, dude.
Wherever that stems from, it makes for a great entrepreneur. You know what I mean? It's hard. It's all hard, right? But I think that's what really makes it, because it's all hard, right? You
gotta pick your heart.
Gotta pick your heart,
and
right?
This is my heart on my own terms.
And like you just said a while ago, I have to bring it up, right? I told you earlier, when you're just constantly creating new, right? Well, that was Michael's. That was his slogan, bro. Keep it fresh, new, and exciting.
It's always stuck with me,
right? So it's a business, right? That's what it is, because like anything, a marriage, and this is how Michael used to talk about it. It could get stale. Right? Is every day it's Groundhog Day. You know exactly what to expect, exactly what time. That might work for some people, but if you're an entrepreneur,
I don't live in that world.
If you're a grinder, and if you're trying to make impact, you're trying to put your stamp on the world, right? Make an impact so the world is better. When you leave, the world's better.
It's legacy.
It's legacy.
That's what Mr. Crane did. He created legacy. I didn't know him from anybody, and then I met you guys and. Man, those 3 words stuck with me so hard. And I haven't had any of that the last year, just because personally I had to step away. Yeah. But now we're back, and I'm working on a brand new menu, completely different, You know, we're adding breakfast. We're doing a lot of stuff to create that excitement again. It's new exciting. But we're doing it our way. Yeah. We're on our own lane. I'm not competing with anybody but ourselves. Yep. I love it. So, but then that is hard for traditional mindsets, especially in our town. It's growing so fast, and especially like the stuff in the paper today. People are getting pissed about taxes. You don't understand taxes until you become a business owner. Man, no, you got to pay to play for everything, and that's, I think this town hasn't grown a lot. That sucks. It's gonna suck, but at higher levels, this tax money is going to affect things that you don't want it to affect, but written in there is good things. Yeah. So you gotta pick your heart. Right. And we're in the state that's most friendly to business owners. Right? Yeah, hell no. It's the country. Yeah. It doesn't matter.
you know. So, you know,
It's not built for mom and pops. It's built for corporations because that's
100%, bro.
the free enterprise.
Right.
That's what we want. But hey, there's no one telling me that I have to create a restaurant to employ 10 plus people and then pay those taxes to pay those 10 plus people. Where does that money come from? It sucks.
Right.
It comes from what we're selling, right? And nobody tells me I have to pay them better than what they normally pay. That's what sits well with me, but that doesn't make profit.
Right.
You know, and that's my competition. My competition is taxes and big corporations, right? That have all these chemicals, all this other shit, and they don't treat their people that way. And then they come to work for me, and they come with those same processes, and they're hit like a brick wall.
Like, what's this? You know, what are we doing? Right?
Yeah, and that's why it's so hard.
Because that's part of what makes you unique as well, right? Is where you source your ingredients from.
So I'm just trying to find a happy median where the price makes sense and where I'm still fulfilling what I want. But how we started, it's not, my competition is, it's very hard. It's just me, myself, and if I fail, it's because of me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have investors. I don't have any of that
Right.
stuff. It's, if I make a decision, shit matters.
Yeah.
Right. I don't have other businesses where I can pull from
and fund.
you know, make it make sense at the end of the year on your taxes. I don't
Yeah.
have that, you know, and it's very hard. And it's just very hard for me. Like when I create something, it's for a reason.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know, personally, like just I stepped away for so long, for several months during the last year, just because I had to. I'm not that everyday people person. I'm not.
Yeah.
That drains me so much.
Yeah.
I'd rather be in the back creating. I'd rather do that stuff. But in a business, especially when we're operating at our level with that many people, there's no time to create. It's just
Right.
it's fighting fires and worried about taxes. Literally just, that's the name of the game right now. It's just taxes. And for somebody that is like me, just balancing that, and anything can throw that balance off really quickly. Things in my personal life that really affected that, and here we are. You know,
Life is gonna life, bro.
Yeah,
Right? That's one for certain.
Yeah, I don't take any of it back.
Yeah.
It was all a lesson. It was all learning and having a good time. I'm at the age where I'm gonna enjoy this life, and my brother taught me that. It's the whole reason I'm doing this in the first place.
Right.
If that guy lost his life, you know.
Yeah.
What I mean? I'm 42. You know, if I have 20 years left, I'm gonna make it count.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm made to make mistakes. I'm supposed to fail at things.
Yeah.
And that's where I learn. That's where I perform the best. But
Yeah.
you know, where I switch it is, no, I'm gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm not gonna hold back. I'm gonna do it with more intention now.
There you
if
go.
I fail, it's because I
love that.
allowed myself to fail.
I love that, bro. I love that. You know, because first, if you're not failing, you're not even trying, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're not doing something, you're not going for it, you know, you're gonna fail, right?
Yeah.
But then, what's that? It's a Batman, right? It's not in how many times you fall, it's how many times you get back up.
Right.
Or Rocky, or whoever said what movie that came from,
I have
right?
no idea.
Both of them. I mean, kind of the same thing, right? You got to keep taking the punches, you know. Just. But that's life, man, and I think that's what makes Pachucos. Makes you do what you do and makes Pachucos what it is. You brought up your brother in the founding of Pachucos. And for those out there, our listeners who don't know your full story, right? You started in 2020?
So our first day was in January 4th, 2020, but we started the business in July 19th, 2019. And that's when we bought the food truck, and that's when it was legally filed in Texas. That's when Texas filed it, and that's the same day my brother died.
Yeah.
And
When you get back in
yeah, it's so crazy. Yeah. Everything is for a purpose, you know what I mean? And look, I didn't imagine this is our third time sitting here, and just from inception to what we're at, and you know, a lot. And it's so crazy. People still think that I put my face on the side of the building. No, it's my brother that passed away.
Yeah.
Because he's huge to the story, and that's how
Huge.
I memorialize him. You know, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's who we are. That's our soul.
Like he's the one. He pushed you to start this business.
Yeah, we were trying to business, and He said, nah, nothing was making sense. So let's just get your food truck like you talked about when you were a kid. And that's what I did. And just hit it like a madman. I was literally possessed. Like just thinking, that's all from sun up, sundown, that's all I think about. I'd work in the oil field, and on my days off, I'd work on that truck, work on the menu, work on taking the BAM accelerator kind of stuff, you know what I mean? All while processing my brother's death.
Yeah.
I don't think I've even fully grieved from that, honestly. I don't.
No.
People like me, I don't think we don't.
Same here, bro.
I don't.
Yeah.
I've grieved, but I don't.
Right.
I know I haven't, you know what I mean? But,
Not
you
fully.
know, I was a state trooper for several years, and, you know, I see death differently. And growing up the way I do, having to separate yourself from things you've cared about over and over and over again, you think about life differently.
Yeah.
And that's when I became, when I was in law enforcement, that even further, you know, because I didn't to think about that stuff when I was trying to render aid or, you know, trying to save a child's life when I'm performing CPR, and I knew he was dying, and I have their father in my ear, you know what I mean? I process, so that's no different from my brother. I'd rather have to the good and instead of processing that stuff. And if it comes out in other ways, okay, I'm okay with that. Yeah. It is what it is.
Right.
But, you know, I really get offended when people have a thought about our restaurant because I put a likeness of me that's my brother. Yeah. Because that's what it's about. Family, it's about community, it's about doing things that are fun, and that's who he you know, he did fun, cool. He was a dude. Yeah. You know, he was the life of he walked in, he was the light of the room. You know, I'm not that person. You know, I try to be, but I am who I am. But you know, I miss my brother, and I'm very fortunate that I got to experience all of that stuff, and this is a translation out of that pain. So, I
love that.
Yeah, so I do have a chip on my shoulder when people come in and they complain about fucking mac and cheese. I have 5 other fucking menus that we make. Yeah. I'm not a barbecue spot.
Right. I think that's huge, right?
So everybody else says it. There's a barbecue sign outside my restaurant because Johnny's Barbecue had it for over 70 years. Right. And if I take it down,
it's history, man.
Yeah, it's history. It's fucking cool. Yeah. Yeah. It has that nostalgic, it looks like that retro kind of look to it, and I love that. Mm-hmm. And if I take it down, I can't put anything else up because it goes city ordinances. So I have something special there. Yeah, very special. I just have it on the menu. It's just one of my menus. Right. And for us to be recognized in Texas Monthly several freaking times, it means something. Yeah, especially, you know, I don't have a long line of barbecuers. My granddad, nobody taught me anything. Yeah. I taught myself, right? Yeah. I want to be that voice for those kids that are in the same position that I was. Right. But, you know, you have a choice to make how you do those things in your life. That's the freaking point. Yeah. That's the point, you know? And, you know, if anything, you know, I never had that, like, look up to somebody. You know, Mr. Crane's one of those very few people that I looked up to. Yeah. When I just come in, this guy thinks like me. Oh shit! It's very humbling, and it's very cool. You know, that man, much better person than I'll ever be. But it was just to have somebody and recognize that
he saw you.
Yeah. Then that was, you understand my thought process because you're already doing it, and you've been doing it for a long time, even before me. Yeah. Even before I got to the realization to how I think and how I create. Yeah. That's beautiful. So that's the beauty of what you created here and what you're continuing to and progress with. But yeah, our community is it's growing. It's got so many different facets to it, and it's just right there. It's still there in that precipice, and like I thought I knew the where this like. the direction of this whole community between Midland, Odessa, just this West Texas, which I still don't say is West Texas. That's why everything I say is Permian Basin, right? West Texas to me for is El Paso.
It's El Paso.
Yeah, because I'm from El Paso. That's West Texas. This is West Texas, you know. West Texas starts at Pecos for me, you know, and then for Lubbock to say Texas or whoever says that, like, you guys are wrong. I'll always fight you with that. But yeah, I always consider this a Permian Basin, and we're huge. We're good players in our economy and everything that we do.
Yeah.
Crypto inflection point. The rise of infrastructure over speculation and hype. Money doesn't wait. Neither should we. To most, crypto still feels like a speculative sideshow. But quietly, the story has changed. But the noise is fading, and what's emerging beneath it is more serious and far more powerful. We're now entering crypto's infrastructure era. Infrastructure, the hidden engine of every revolution. Real breakthroughs do not go viral. They are not superficial. They go deep. That's the inflection point crypto is at right now. With all this information on the importance of necessity of sound infrastructure in mind, you might be wondering, who's building for this moment? Enter Texacoin, TXC, a script-based mineable layer 1 blockchain that reflects everything this infrastructure moment is about. TXC is not a speculative play. It is designed as infrastructure-first protocol engineered for performance, accessibility, and decentralization. The vision is simple. Establish the base layer through distributed mining across the state of Texas and empower layer 2 builders to create real applications with utility beyond speculation. Anchor the ecosystem in people, not centralized validators, antiquated institutions, or gatekeepers. Join the conversation. The Black Gold Energy community meets every Monday evening, both in person and virtually. Texacoin is gathering momentum block by block, and we are the movement in the Permian Basin. Want to learn more? Bring your curiosity, skepticism, or questions to one of our weekly Monday night meetups, 6 to 8 at BAM headquarters. Or join virtually. The Google Meet will be in the event description. It's not a pitch. It's not a crypto meetup. It's a table for builders, thinkers, and doers. It's open to anyone with the curiosity to explore.
This episode of BAM BizTalk is brought to you by Flash Mobile. Whether you're managing your business, chasing your dreams, or just handling life on the go, Flash Mobile gives you nationwide for GLTE coverage. No contracts and total freedom, all at a price that makes sense. Activate your plan in minutes. Bring your own device. Stay in control wherever life takes you. Contact us and make the switch today. And now let's get back to today's show.
Man, so started in the food truck. You're talking about fixing the food truck. That your first truck.
Oh, yeah.
All right, tell us about your first truck.
Well, it's a 1963 P40. Used to be a bread truck through the 60s and part of the 70s.
It still had the old price list.
Yeah,
of the
in the back door. That's why it still sits out there. But I'm going to do some things later this year with it. I neglected a lot of things with the goals that I had, right? Mm-hmm. It just kind of took a back seat. Just personalized. My situation's very, any little thing can tip, and those things to take a back seat. So, but yeah, no, it was a cream truck through the 70s, and then it was using an RV through the 80s and part of the 90s, and then it sat for a really long time.
Yeah.
And the guy that I bought it from is in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and his food truck's called Luchador. It's old Winnebago. It's really cool. It's got Ultimate Warrior on it. It's got
nice.
What's it called? Some luchadors on it. And who we bought it from, and that's why if you look in that food truck, it has on the seat it has a luchador mask.
Yeah.
And that's why our first burger we ever put on the menu was called the luchador. It was in honor of the people we bought it from, because they're really cool people, and they're still working that food truck to this day. They're getting it.
Yeah.
It's good food, and they really care about what they're doing. So yeah, all of our menus, things on our menu have a story to them.
Yeah, you have a triple decker in your brother's name.
Yeah, well, I got Jeffed, just a gargantuan burger.
It's huge, man.
2-pound burger, and it's the only thing he would eat from Whataburger. So, damn, it's a lot. It's a lot talked about this stuff in a good while, So, I think it's hitting really hard for me, just talking about that stuff now, because I've been kind of disconnected from my business. it gets hard, man. Especially just dealing with. I don't want to make things more uncomfortable for my consumers, for my customers. But shit, it's either I quit and not deal with that uncomfortableness, or you find a way and you keep going, and that's what I'm built for.
That's what it is, bro.
Keep going.
Yeah.
So that's why we're changing the menu up. We're making it more exciting for people, keeping it fresh, new, exciting. And then we're gonna be doing some breakfast. So you've been running away from who I am, especially last year, just running away from that. And now I'm not running away. I'm embracing it and actually double down on it, you know. But yeah, this is a lot of stuff a lot of people don't know or don't care to know, and that's fine. But like I said, I'm very transparent with who I am, how I do things. I just do it in a more intentional, reserved way.
Right.
But yeah, no.
I mean, even the mural.
Yeah.
When you open up in the wall, when you walk in, that's a story.
Yeah, I gave that. Yeah. I gave Juan complete. Juan Velasquez, you know, he's an incredible artist and done a bunch of great murals all over the country. Yeah. Several in our state. He's nationally recognized. And I don't think a lot of people realize how important that mural, because he had free reign to that. Something that was important to him because his parents are from Juarez and El Paso, and they're part of that culture. Yeah. You know, that's why he did it. Right. You know, he just doesn't do things just to do them, you know. So I gave him free reign on it, and he chose the color palette, and he had a couple apprentices that he was helping that helped him complete it. You know, we changed Johnny's Barbecue overnight. Yeah. To Pachucos. I knew what that meant for you know, and I'm not one of those people. Oh no, this is us. No, I celebrate what was there. That's awesome.
100,000%.
I want people to look at me, hopefully one day, at the very least, of just a conversation. Like, oh, remember this guy made this stuff right here? That'd be a dream. Yeah. I
mean, you literally, some of the seats that were in Johnny's for decades, right? They had the name scratched in them. You literally have them on your wall as part of Pachucos.
Yeah, I had to. So it's cool. It was cool that I had to repurpose everything that's in there is stuff we made or repurposed, and it's the only way we can do it. I didn't have a lot of money to make that restaurant, and for what it came out with, and the Johnny's workers that I kept to make that restaurant, and for the way it came out, I was more than happy. You know. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. So there's a lot of Easter eggs that we used from the previous Johnny's Barbecue. But yeah, that's why his Mr. Hagney's pictures and right at the entrance, front, right in the entrance, 70 years in his building.
That means something.
That means he cared. Yeah. And then I hear all the stories about who he was and everything that he did, and you know, we just got into this thing online. I like having fun with it, but we finally changed the coleslaw. And whether or not it was the original Johnny's Coleslaw, that doesn't matter to me. It said Johnny's Coleslaw on the recipe.
That's Johnny's Coleslaw.
That's what was handed down to me, and that was the recipe that was being made in that building. I was just honoring. I enjoyed it. It was nothing bad. It was just a different what normally a lot of people like. We just recently changed that, you know, and we put it out there, and people that never even come to a restaurant, they're already just commenting and just being nasty about stuff. And for me, like, all right, I got time. You know, I'm not. I like to have fun with kind of stuff because I want to show, hey, you're being ridiculous, dude. Yeah. So yeah, we took it off, and the only reason I kept it on is like this is the last thing we kept from Johnny's. Now the last thing that I have from Johnny's is just his picture up there, right? And that's not going to go anywhere. Yeah. You know, I'm honoring this person that I didn't know. Right. Honoring what I hope to be one day. Right. Yeah. And so for someone to come on there and be like, oh, you'll never be Johnny's, listen to that. I'm not trying to be. Right. I'm not trying to be. You know, not once did I ever say that I'm Johnny's or I'm trying to be Johnny's and trying to do this and that. I really don't give a shit about that, honestly.
Right.
You know, I'm doing me. You know, right? But you know, I've had family members come on and just talk down on us. I'm like, I have your family member in my restaurant when I don't need to, and I see him and I put respect on it.
Yeah.
You know, what are you doing? You know, how are you mentioning what's there? No, like if somebody did that to me, I didn't even know my grandfathers. If somebody did that about my grandfather, I'd go check it out and be like, hey, thank you for carrying on my family's name.
Right.
Right. So for me, like I'm gonna call that out, right? And I call that out with a lot of different things because it hurts my heart. Because without any of that, I see it with respect. I see it with intention of that, because my goal is to hopefully even be seen in that way. You know, and I think a lot of that gets missed. A lot of it gets missed in our name in Pachucos. I still know it's Pachucos. You know, where's the enchiladas? No, we're not a Mexican restaurant.
Nah, bro.
We're the intention. It flies over people's heads.
Yeah.
We're the intention of how it started. Pachucos
Right.
Pachucos did their own way. They're gonna do it how they want. They dress how they want. They're gonna.
Right.
That's the point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna create how I want.
Right.
I'm gonna take influence from all these different things that I love.
Yes.
And make a cool style.
Yeah.
Make something different. That's what they did wholeheartedly. You know, so you don't have to like it,
Right.
but you can't stop it.
Right.
And that's why that culture is still alive today.
Yeah.
And so with my food, it'll be transcended, and it'll keep going. And you know, the restaurant industry is so hard, especially for mom and pops.
Yeah.
But me, like coming from not knowing how to run a restaurant, not knowing any of that business, no one telling me anything, I treat that restaurant like a big food truck. But it's about the processes. I'm great at building processes.
Yeah.
I'm great at building cultures. So if for one day, for whatever reason, this doesn't work out, I got all the tools.
Right.
I can go into whatever I want, hit the ground running, and not have these hard setbacks. But we're doing so well, nobody sees those hard setbacks because we're doing so well.
Yeah.
I could just imagine if I had all this information that I have now when we first opened.
Yeah.
Vendors taking advantage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How to portion things correctly, how to inventory correctly,
Yeah.
how to reach a public correctly. But we did all of that without any information. Just a lot of the stuff that we paid attention to, especially, you know, going through the business exercises, what we did with the All Guys. You know what I mean? Learning those simple tools on how to build a business. But I'm competing against people that have been doing this for decades, you know?
Right.
Now I know all that stuff. There's no fluff anymore. People come with me, hey, I want to sell to you. All right. I'm going to ask you all the right questions. And it's going to pull it out real quick.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel great. You know, I really, with how I create and how I do things and how I see things, now with the knowledge of making these hard mistakes that nobody saw because we're doing so well, I can do anything.
Yeah.
So, but man, it's just right now it's delicate with the economy and things are going, especially in our community, right?
Yeah.
You know, our company depends a lot on you know, these caterings, you know, and when all business is good, it's good. When it's not, it's not.
Right.
But that's why I have many things on my menu. You know what I mean? The only thing is how to mitigate that stuff for my staff, right, without it losing any people. And it's hard. It's really hard.
Right.
It's when you don't have a present owner, operator, and the guy that is creating the magic. So,
Right.
But that's all gone now, and I'm back to it.
Back at it.
Yeah, back to
The saddle, baby.
fresh and new, face tattoos and all. Yeah.
Love it, man. So your menu, is it a conflict, A to Z, or some things changing the most of it? Like,
The majority will still be there. It's just
Okay.
going to be easier for customers. So what I found was a lot of customers that you're going to come into a place because you want to eat something good.
right.
You're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
We're creating
It's the
experience.
experience, yeah.
Right. And without me knowing it, I thought I was creating an experience by giving people the freedom. No, we lost customers left and right because, oh, you don't have plates? What? This doesn't come with sides? What? Why do I have all these charges on receipt? Well, because this is what you ordered. Now we're just going to group all that together, take away a lot of that anxiety, a lot of that having to think, hey, just let me know what you want. But it's going to be easier because that's how it was before. But now after being open over these 3 years in the restaurant, I'm applying all that stuff. So the point is to capture all of this.
Right.
I don't want people to walk out of my restaurant because I don't have plates.
Especially for something like that, right? Yeah.
Yes. We're making it more interactive, but in an easier way. It was ultimately all interactive.
Right.
That's why I have that condiment bar with all this stuff on it where you can build your own plate. You can build it up pretty. You can put all these sauces however you want. That was the goal. But retrospectively, no, that there's people the people that get it that think like us.
Right.
Think like me. And eat like, transplants like myself. And I don't it's no fault of anyone's. It's just think about the culture here and how it's been, right? It's very hard for these new concepts to be coming in, especially like it's so different.
Yeah.
And I get it. It's uncomfortable. But that's not the goal. Like I want to make it. That's why I created, because I was like, man, that'd be great. I'd love to be a customer of my restaurant, right? Come in and have all this freedom.
Right.
Wait, what do you mean? Like
What do you mean?
Okay, I'll put that on a plate, put that on a plate,
Yeah.
put that on a plate.
Yeah.
Then I come over here and I can dress it up and then I can take pictures. How fun is that? It's an experience.
Right.
But-
each meal is going to be different from just by design.
Yeah.
You know, because if we go somewhere and it says, okay, this is the main, and then you get these sides.
Yeah, there's
I'm like-
over 15,000 combinations you can create in a restaurant.
Yeah. I'm like, wait, can
Literally.
I change that out for no, you can't do that. Can I
Yeah.
change this out? No, you can't do that. Well,
Yeah, and that's not including the specials. The specials is just showing, hey, doing 2 or 3 more extra stuff on the side.
yeah.
If you don't want any of this stuff, it's just where
Right.
we get to play, right?
Right.
So that's all being changed. That's being more customer friendly, right? And there's nothing wrong with it. I was just fighting myself, just because it's easy. I want to be honest. I want to be transparent. That way, there's no questions. But
Man, you know, that's kind of the thing, right? So we were talking a little earlier, and I've been mulling over this a lot, right? You're 1 or 2, right? If you break down to a 0 and 1, you're either a consumer or you're a creator.
yeah,
What are you, right? Consumers want to be told what to eat.
yeah,
They want it packaged. They want it, but the thing is, they're so consumers. So I definitely see why you're doing what you're doing. I think it's smart, business perspective. It's smart,
yeah.
right?
I have to.
But from a creator perspective, you know, still go in there and say, hey, I want this, but I want this, that with it. That's still an option, right?
Yeah, it's just not going to be there.
Right.
It's just
So
like-
I have to think for myself.
So when people come in, our process is still in place. That's all my people have done for 3 years. So now it's just not up there. They're trained to be like, okay, so what do you want? We got you. Then that's very simple. We just give people what we want.
Yeah.
The only thing is, on these plates and stuff, I've made it more competitive with the things around me. You know what I mean? We've got a top 50 down the street now. That's affected my business.
Yeah.
Right. And that's neither here or there. That's great for the community. That's how we do it. We're being known in Texas, not in Basin.
Right.
And that's why we've been featured now 4 times.
Yeah.
And Texas Monthly just filmed a show with us and all kinds of stuff. Like,
Yes.
that's what we're about. It's about bringing the highlight here.
Right.
You know, most of our great reviews, everyone that eats with us, they're not from here. They're travelers through here. And they go and be like, hey, I had a great experience at Pachucos. Where's that at?
Where's that? Midland.
Midland,
Where's
Texas.
that?
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
the point. And if you look at all the people that hate us or have an issue with us, they're not the travelers.
Right.
They're not the people they're from.
Right. They're probably mad that, you know, the Johnny's ain't
Well,
around.
whatever it is, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But and if we messed up, come tell us.
One thing.
And that's
one thing, right?
You know, and a lot of that stuff, like last year, I wasn't there for it. I was doing my own thing and processing a lot of stuff in my personal life, right?
Yeah.
But that's, again, what the culture and the process that I created. My staff was, they're all in. And I love that.
Yeah.
I love that, and it allowed me to process a lot of stuff in my life. But yeah, just getting back to that is, it doesn't help when when you're a small business or you're a creator, if you have to step away, you got to be okay with what comes with that. It's all a choice. It's just like all a choice with how I structured my business. No one told me I had to do any of this.
Yeah.
No one told me I had to step away from my business for a little while.
Yeah.
But that's why all that stuff's in there. You got to be prepared for life.
Yeah.
100%.
And still gonna knock you over.
Because you're competing against the government. You're competing against corporations and small business. And if you're not prepared for it, you'll get swallowed alive.
Yeah.
The BAM BizTalk podcast is brought to you by our sponsor, Pachucos Restaurant. Craving authentic and eclectic cuisine in Midland? Well, Pachucos has you covered. Located in downtown Midland at the ever-so-legendary and iconic historic building at 316 North Big Spring Street, Pachucos blends rich and unique flavors in a conveniently pleasant and vibrant atmosphere. Enjoy the highest quality barbecue, savory tacos, burgers, and a variety of other mouth-watering dishes that reflect the spirit of a true Pachuco cuisine. Real, authentic, and just plain different. Check out their menu at www.pachucos432.com or call 432-218-8806 to inquire, or better yet, just show up and get your shine on at Pachucos, where heritage, exquisite taste, and hospitality come together for an unforgettable dining experience. Pachucos, Midland, Texas. Now back to the show.
My restaurant doesn't work the same if there.
Right.
And so right now I'm just dealing that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful for my people and for everything they've put in. But, if I'm not there, they kind of sway from what we intended, what I created.
For sure.
That's where we're getting back to. That's where I'm not running away from me, and I love what I started again.
Yeah.
And I was running away from. Unfortunately, that's all it was, and I had to. Because if I didn't, everything would self-implode.
Right.
I would have been even my own worst enemy, even worse. So
it's easy to be our own worst enemy, man. But like you said, there's a point where you step away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you will destruct the people around you.
Yeah.
Right. But so I think that that's the first step, right? Self-awareness.
Yeah.
Right. Self-aware. Right. Like for instance, you said you can walk in a room. You walk in there, and you know what they're thinking. Right. Well, it's like
100%.
it's reading the room.
100%.
It's like when I DJ, right? Well, any DJ, they're reading the room.
It's a creator,
right? Like, okay, it's like the vibe thing, right? You're up, right? It's that transmission of emotion, right? You're sensitive to that,
I think.
I think it's a requirement.
Yeah,
that's the foundation.
You're
of
bigger
creative.
people.
Yes,
Right?
visionary.
And that's very hard if you're very high functioning in that, it's very hard to relate to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And, usually if you're saying something or doing something for what's in front of you, it's for over here. And it gets difficult. It gets misunderstood a lot.
Yeah.
Until the outcome is shown, right? So many times I have to be like, all right, guys, we're doing this. Even personal life, in my family, in the business, guys, we're doing this, and everybody's like, what?
What?
And you just have to constantly prove yourself over and over again.
Yeah.
But that's okay for me because that's what I grew up in. I always had to prove myself in everything that I did, and working my way up from the bottom. And it just gets tiring being that person, having to prove yourself over and over and over and over again. And, especially if you don't come from a lot, and then you're still high functioning, and you're everything you do, you succeed at. You're still. It's like, when does it end? When does it stop?
Right.
What are you happy with? And that was a hard lesson for me. Like, really stripped myself back, way back, and I got to be happy with everything that I've been, because I've never thought of what's my ending.
Right.
If me, I don't have an ending.
No, I was about to say.
I don't.
Most creators, no, we don't. We don't think about that.
We don't think about that.
Mm-mm.
I just fucking,
We're
I'm just
in
on
it.
go mode.
Because, so we're so much, and this kind of relates to when we're talking about, death, right? Because we're right here, right now, in the moment, right? We're not thinking about the future, right? We're assuming the future's going to take care of itself, because
Yeah.
we're doing what we got to do
Well,
right
I've already
now.
done the processes
Right.
to affect the future.
Right,
Right.
right. And then we're not stuck in it, right? Right? Because we're like, hey, well, okay, I'm
It's
sure
a
having
lesson.
right. We're moving on, right? So we're right here, right now, no matter what's going on.
Yeah.
And as a creator, that's the only place you can be,
Yeah.
right? Because you can't create for the
lonely.
past. You
It's
you can't
lonely.
you create for the future.
Yeah. It's be a lonely world unless you have outlets
Yeah.
and the right people around you.
That's the thing. Michael used to say, show me who your friends are, I'll tell you who you are.
Yeah.
Birds of a feather flock together, right? Like he would always go there, right? So it is who's around you, right? And you have people that understand you and are lifting you up, just like you're understanding, supporting, and lifting them up, right? Because it's always
Right.
synergistic.
Yeah,
Exchange.
that's true. For me, like, the people that I really focus my time on, or that are, I can see that they're going against the process and the way they think and make it uncomfortable for themselves.
Mm.
And that's the majority of my staff. They show up every day and they make it uncomfortable for themselves, for someone else.
Mm.
That's the culture I create.
Mm-hmm.
That's my processes. Because you have to make it uncomfortable every day for yourself. Because we run a lean crew, you're gonna have to make everything. And if you don't, it's a reflection of who you are, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll hold you to that.
Right.
And I haven't been that person. And for them to hold me up like that, man,
Yeah.
it makes me emotional. Because that tells you that what I intended or created can works,
Yeah.
And I've always been that person.
Yeah.
It's just like I did that for other people,
Yeah.
but never was recognized it unless I put myself in that place, because I succeeded for them.
Right.
Right? These people are succeeding for me.
Yeah.
Now, like, I'm back to it. I'm even more intentional.
Right.
There's like, if you thought I was competition before, I'm even worse now.
Yeah. Watch out now.
Yeah, just because I'm focused on the right stuff for my business. I'm focused on the right stuff for my people
Yeah.
and for me, because I've never put me first.
Right.
And that's very hard for me.
Yeah.
I'm not built like that. But I have to think about me, because me is what's created this. Me is what takes care of this. So that's where I'm at. That's where 2026 is going to do, depending on going on in the world. But I don't even think about that.
Right.
If it happens, it happens, and we'll deal with it when we get there.
Exactly, bro.
I don't stress out about that stuff. I'm not making those decisions.
Right. I so many, I get a lot that they reach out to me, and they're worried about, the world, right? We're going to World War III, and this is happening over there, And for me, I'm like, sometimes I have to look it up because I'm not paying attention. What's going on? Hold on, what happened in Venezuela? What's going on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We think on a different level, though. We're spiritually
Completely.
minded. So,
And what I tell them though is like, what can you control any of that, right? They're like, I'm anxious. I'm all wound up. I'm this. I've been doing everything to try and take it. I meditate. Can you show me some breathing exercises? And I'm like, one, yes, I can, and I will,
Yeah.
and we will go through some exercises, right? But what is in your locus of control, right? What can you control? Can you control anything out there at all? No, right?
yeah.
All you can do is right here, right now, what's in front of you.
Yeah.
You can work on,
But that's like just the world we live in. You're controlled, you're manipulated,
Yeah.
you're poisoned every day. That's in the information you take in.
Yeah.
Whatever you consume is what you are, right?
Yeah.
If you consume shit food,
Yeah.
that's what you are. If you if you consume alcohol and drugs or all stuff, there's no sense. That's no different from the things you consume on what you hear,
Right.
right? And there's a reason for it, you know. I'm not gonna get into all kinds of stuff because this can go way down a different rabbit hole. But yeah, that all affects small business. It does. It does. Like look, you know, they're shutting businesses down left and right.
Yeah.
And giving out all these loans and all kinds of stuff, and it just changed the dynamic of the United States and the world.
There's so much, you know, it's like the experiment worked.
Oh yeah, of course, of
they,
course.
They experimented, and they're like, we thought it was going to happen.
Yeah, and it's just like all the information's there. I don't know that stuff.
Yeah.
Until it happens, then you can start navigating your way through that problem, and that's how this society's built. Fortunate where none of that stuff affects you, great. But for the majority of people, and really that goes down to how I run my life.
Yeah.
You know, you have to pay attention to how people respond to things. It's just too much. I get tired of thinking sometimes. I really do, man. I really want to shut it off. But that's the beauty of what this is.
So you know how many people can answer that question, bro?
I know it because I was one of those people. I was just like a robot.
Yeah.
Trying to get somewhere and not knowing where I was going to end up. Now, like, I know my purpose.
Yeah.
I know what I'm supposed to do. I know where I'm at.
Right.
And it didn't come easy, but I enjoy it. I accept it. I appreciate the life that I was given.
Yeah. You know, having to navigate, you know, because it's the same for me. I was a floating, you know me, man. I'm a floating leaf most of my life.
Talented, though.
Floating.
Whether you realize it or not.
Right. But I was floating nonetheless. You know what I mean? I just had this conversation the other day that, man, you know, I kind of just fell into the music world. And before I know it, I am opening up for Pitbull. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't even trying.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I didn't try to get there. I wasn't working towards that.
I didn't try to get here. It's just doing me.
I was just having fun doing me, right?
Yeah, that's what we're getting back to.
You know? And
having fun.
There it is, right?
Enjoying
so
life.
it's joy, yeah.
No matter how hard
are you enjoying yourself? You know? I think there's two components to this, right? There is, I love what I'm doing, right? And two, I'm making an impact, right?
You are.
Like you're making an impact, bro. You know,
selfless acts.
You're building a culture off a culture.
Yeah.
Right? So like you're doubling down and doubling in on that culture, right? And that is something that especially a town like Texas needs a huge dose of.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It does. And slowly but surely things are changing.
Yeah.
Right? It is just slower than we want. You know, I think that you're getting to that earlier.
I don't have time for that.
Right. You know, like don't have time for it to change, right? I get it, but you don't have to wait till it changes.
I'm not going to.
No, you shouldn't have to, right?
Yeah.
That's not the point, because if you're doing that, then you're stuck, right? You're not stuck.
Yeah, because I don't follow trends. I don't care if it works for them. Love that.
Right.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work for me because I don't think like that.
Right.
My outcome and what I'm trying to focus on is different.
Right.
I'm trying to be that change. I'm really living, you know, how I was intended to be. That's where it's different this year. So yeah, a lot of people aren't gonna know anything about me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go really quiet and really focus on being who I am, doubling down on who I am.
Yeah.
It's gonna be reflected into my restaurant and my business, and the other stuff that I'm working on and trying to create. That's gonna add on to it. So, you know, we're just need to stay the path, man. It gets hard.
Oh man, you know what? Would you have it any other way?
No, no, because I know what the other way feels like, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard I know, man. Everybody, so many people have a lot of talent, have a lot of, you know, things that'll change the world.
Yeah.
You know, and in the world, what I mean, the world around you.
Yeah.
You don't have to change the world.
Yeah.
It's great if you have something that will change the world.
Right.
But you just gotta focus what's the things around you.
Yeah. Exactly.
How do you around you? Through be yourself.
Yeah.
Do those things that you complain about.
Right.
Be those things that, well, they should do this. They should do this. Well, then fucking
That yes.
Then
If
do it.
If you're complaining about something,
That's how I started the restaurant.
Yeah.
by doing all those things and imparting those things into my people.
Yeah.
Like, you know what the other looks like, but guess what? It's gonna take work.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a shitload of work and compassion, and it's gonna suck.
It's gonna suck.
But you gotta embrace it. And I wasn't embracing that suck this last few months.
Yeah.
I wasn't, because I was hurting.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's life, and that's the peaks and valleys I talked about before. That's the point of life.
Yeah. And I think the older we get, right, it's the self-awareness kicks in. You recognize that.
Yeah.
Right. And I think it's like when you get to that point and okay, that's the ledge right there. Right. You're aware of that. And it's like, okay, you know what? All right, I'm good. Let's get back in. Let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
Right.
It's the self-awareness. Is such a huge
My favorite word.
Yeah. Last year, my word for the year was alignment. This year, it's coordination. Like balance, coordination, but like how I'm navigating life.
That's
right?
why my favorite
Coordinate.
word is intention. That's the root of all that stuff. Because you got to start with your intention.
Intention
And
is
then
such
you'll be able
powerful.
to coordinate. If your intention is coordinate this correctly and put in that work, it's going to be there.
1,000%.
If your intention is that's why, like, it's about us, or people come at us a certain way or come to me a certain way. I really look at what's the intention. Did I create that? Sometimes I do, because I want to see something. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But the intent, that's my favorite word. It's the intention in everything. When you
Right.
get up in the day, what's your intention? I'm going to have a good day.
Yeah.
And when you're met with certain things that create adversity, all right, what's your intention?
Ooh, yeah.
How are you going to handle this? It's a choice.
Yeah.
That's my favorite word. And it wasn't until the beginning of last year where I focused on that. I was like, oh shit, I have intention. I've always had intention, so
Yeah.
here I am. So it's just the variable is always people, especially if you run a business around people.
Yeah.
I'm not a barber. Well, like those kind of off type businesses where it's just
You and one other person. Yeah.
yeah, that's way different, managing people and then the service side. That's a lot of variables. So it's just people. How do you handle that? Processes have to be mitigated for all of that. And that's perfect for me, because I'm thinking. But also is also my downfall, because then it becomes too much.
Too much thinking. Yeah.
Too much.
Talk about that. So, I've said this before, right? The new model for a restaurant, all right? Because restaurant are one of the highest failing businesses, right? If not the highest,
They are. Yeah. It's hard to get
It's hard.
get a loan. There's
I
like,
get it. It's hard to keep it going, right? It's hard to turn a profit every month, over and over and over again. But the new model is, and you're one of the OGs. You start in a food truck, and you perfect what you can in the food truck, right? You get your processes inside that little box.
that's how we started.
Get yours down.
So that's how we started. I run that restaurant like a big food truck.
Yeah.
That's why I run it.
Your original
That's why-
equipment, right, was from your food truck, right?
Yeah, when we first started, and then we've since upgraded
For sure.
for all the stuff that we won that award, and we're able to change a lot of things. But the process never changed. It's doing the most with the least amount of people.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's gonna make these people work, right? Customers see that.
No.
Customers don't see what it takes to provide that level of service with that many things on the menu. It's easy to do. So if I was just a barbecue restaurant, it'd be so freaking easy. What do you mean? You just have these amount of meats?
That's it. That's
these
all you're worried
sides,
about.
and that's
Right.
it.
Throw
That's
it
all
in.
you got. That's
Yeah.
and that makes you the
What
best.
time is it? Yeah.
No, like
You got mofongo, bro.
yeah, it's
Most people here don't even know what that is.
that's the beauty. That's
Yeah.
the beauty of Pachucos.
Yeah.
It's the best Pachucos mean.
Yeah.
It's just people that have no idea,
Yeah.
and this subset of people, and people love this culture so much, especially in this town.
Yeah.
Now they're getting an introduction into that. So now creating a bridge. But these people don't see it. They don't care. They just mad that I'm not Pachucos and not wearing zoot suits and have oldies all the time. I don't have a lowrider. I'm not supporting the culture, this and that. It just gets too much noise. Who's really doing what for the culture?
Right.
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 Now my name is all over the world. Really, the publications we've been in, Pachucos.
Yeah.
Right. When you're just living right here, waiting for the culture. Come on now.
Yeah.
That's different, you know, and it goes over people's heads. It's something I'm not apologizing for anymore.
And you shouldn't, bro.
And I'm
No.
and I've never really apologized for it. I've been like, man, I support y'all. I'm with you.
You know how much?
I'm not bringing myself down to your level. What are you doing for the culture?
Right.
You're just keeping it in subsets here and here, here. My name's all over the country, all over. So let's talk about what's real. Who's doing what for the culture?
Right.
It's just going back to that. Then it gets me fired up.
I know.
Because it goes back to that Johnny's thing, where their family member, I don't even know who she was. She was like, "That's not Johnny's. This and that. This and that." I'm just paying respect to your family member. What are you doing for Johnny's name? What are you doing? Let's talk about what's real.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing what you're complaining about. I'm actually doing.
You're doing it. Yeah.
So and if you really care about something, do it.
Right.
Don't bring your culture down.
Right.
And for me, I'm fighting a good fight.
Yeah.
You see, like our restaurant and that name's for everyone.
Right.
The Pachucos and the way they dress and everything that they did, and the culture, it was pulled from other cultures.
Right.
Let's be real about it.
I was just gonna bring that up.
So when you get into being authentic, okay, the way I create my recipes is an authentic way. I learned how to do this stuff from how that traditional recipe should be, and then I make it my own way.
Yes.
Like a Pachuco should.
Like a Pachuco should.
Right. So let's talk about what's real. Let's really get down to it. And I've had conversations with it.
Yeah.
With customers, like, nah, you're not gonna come in and place disrespecting me because Pachuco's gonna stand on his own 2 feet, looking good, and being about his shit.
Right.
And that's what
you're doing.
You're not gonna come in here talking all this shit because what are you doing about what you're defending?
Right.
Because I'm on your side. I'm on your side, and you're hating me for that shit. But no, let's bridge the gap, make it better. But no, you're always gonna be stuck in that way of thinking you're being left behind.
Yeah, you're stuck in the past.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at, and I'm even more so.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And
let me bring something up real quick because I know this has come up before.
Yeah.
And for those who are saying that, oh, Pachuco, you're not being a Pachuco, you know, you're doing this and that, right? Well, what's the name of your smoker? And what does it mean? To all the Pachucos out there, right? You know what I mean? Who say, oh, I know about
Minnie
Pachuco.
the Moocher, man. Cap is Minnie the Moocher song. So it was about a woman that was fast, addicted to cocaine, and that's what that song was about. Cap Calloway, that's where that zoot suit comes from. It was from a black man from Chicago.
Yeah.
He dressed fucking awesome. He had class, he had style. And that comes from black people.
Yeah.
Mexicans weren't creating that style, but they saw it. Somebody saw it and be like, you know what? We can create this. We can do that. And then we're going to do it our own way.
Us over here, right?
Yeah. And that's that. A lot of people don't know that. And then, you know, a lot of people are, well, Pachucos didn't come from Juarez. It comes from a shoe company. Vamos pa Pachuco.
Pachuco.
It's all connected.
Literally shoe co.
I'm not fighting.
Company.
I'm not fighting in any of it. You know what I mean? Because it's all the culture.
Yeah.
Where it grew mattered to me.
Yeah.
Where were these actors from that was pushing the culture? Where would that name come from? It came from Juarez. It came from El Paso. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. Oh, that's not Pachucos. I don't give a shit. I'm doing what that name intended.
Right.
And I'm doing it my own way. And it's going to get me fired up. It's going to get me, hey, I'm going to be protective against the people that represent it because I'm fighting for you.
Yeah.
Because when the people that don't know nothing about that come into my restaurant and ask me about that, now they're seeing it differently. Through food.
Yeah.
Through food.
Yeah.
That's, what's your intention?
Yeah.
Because your intention is not getting it anywhere. Because it's going to die. But that name doesn't die.
Right.
The intention doesn't die.
Yeah.
And that's hey, I got time. I got time against y'all because I'm with y'all. But if you're against me, hey, I guarantee it. I'm gonna put you in place and I'm gonna show you.
Yeah.
And I've had some conversations with some close people to me that have had some issues with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If you're from that world, I support it. I love that. And just because I'm not from the lowrider scene or any of this stuff doesn't mean that
Right.
I don't support it. I'm fighting for y'all. You know what I mean? It's just my upbringing wasn't like that. I lived in the country. I've lived in cities. I lived in places all around this country where I've had to be me, had to be the best representation of a Hispanic whose family comes from Mexico. Misunderstood.
Yeah.
I've actually fought the fight. You're over here around all your people. I'm actually out there doing the work.
Right.
And I'm still doing the work here, and you're still fighting me.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm not saying that what you're doing is any less than mine, or if I'm doing better or you're doing better. What I'm doing is trying to add and trying to grow the community, and be the representation of what that comes from.
Yeah.
And that comes from respect. Same thing. I'm trying to bridge the gap from a lot of different facets.
Yeah.
That's why, what we do is from respect, from how hard our name is for a lot of people, and to Mr. Hackney's picture being up front.
Yeah.
That's the point.
My diabetes got high. But I think that's so important, man, that what you're doing is authentic, right? Pachucos, just the name in itself, it screams
Yeah, I want to
authentic.
fight somebody now. I got one person in mind.
But so, I mean, like, hey, that's Pachuco right there.
Yeah, we have
It's
to
always
fight
fighting.
hard.
Yeah.
And it's in this country. My grandfather and my family had land here that was taken away. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And,
so many of us have that
I
story.
lived in Indiana for 10 years. When I was a kid, I grew up in southern Louisiana. I was the only Mexican kid, you know what I mean? I know what that feels like.
Yeah.
A lot, and people don't know. I'm multi-generational American.
Yeah.
And especially in Indiana, probably was the hardest. Just because those people just think they're all what they know is American, and none of them leave their hometown. None of them know what America is.
Yeah.
That was the hardest for real, but I was a representation of what being a Mexican American was, because they thought I didn't speak Spanish, I didn't speak English, I didn't know, I was uneducated, I didn't do these things, but I was always the hardest working. I was the brightest person, always the one willing to help at any point. Yeah. So when I left, that representation of what I left is who I was, and I'm happy to be a Mexican American, that my ancestry and my grandparents came from Mexico, and that's my history. You know what I mean? It's just like in what is that Selena movie, is being a Hispanic when the dad was saying, no, you're not Mexican enough for the Mexicans, and not American enough for the Americans, man. And it's very true.
It's true.
And that I'm proof of that in my restaurant. I'm not Pachuco enough for these people, but I think I go back on that, because people love my restaurant, especially that don't know the culture, don't know what we're doing. They embrace it.
Yeah.
It's kind of one-sided on that side. That's why I went back on that, because that's my experience. We started in 2019, and now we're 3 years into the restaurant, and now, like, I'm not paying attention to any of that stuff. I'm just paying attention to the growth and the brand.
Yeah.
And our brand is synonymous. You see that hat, you see what it is, what you're gonna get.
Right.
And that's what I'm focused on for the growth.
Yeah.
Creating excitement, creating a culture for everyone.
Yes.
And I think that's where our focus and our vision for our company is going to go, because people want it. We've been offered several times, and we turn it down each time because I'm not ready.
Not ready.
The business not ready. No. We have a lot to learn.
Yeah, I think that's very smart of you, right? Because you're aware that if you were to sell now, it would never become what it could be, right?
My processes right now they won't work unless I'm there.
Right. Right.
Because it's a different way of thinking.
Yeah.
It's a different way of operating for a lot of people. But a lot of times I find myself, like, I feel like I'm fighting a losing battle. And I really feel that way of people in my age range, those 80s, late 70s, early 90s kids.
Mm-hmm.
They think differently. They're cool as shit. These
Yeah.
people are awesome.
Yeah.
This is who's creating society and all the cool things right
Yeah.
now. But I really feel like we're fighting a losing battle on
Yeah.
the way we do things.
Yeah.
Because after that, it's just easy, fast. How does this make my life? Quick money kind of shit. And what I'm doing is not quick money kind of
Right.
stuff. I'm about building cultures.
Mm-hmm.
And the culture that I'm fighting and what's coming in is not that.
Yeah.
So, man, it's hard to be like, because I can create a lot of other businesses where it's just me, myself, and I, maybe a
Yeah.
couple other people,
Yeah.
where I'm making a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
But that's not my intention.
Yeah.
And what's after me, the intention is way different.
Yeah.
So that's really hard. That's really hard. So then for me, that's where I'm really embracing automation and making sure I stay ahead of the curve and using these tools because, you know, I really feel like that old man when they used to criticize me when I was younger, when I was like in my teens and I had all these piercings and colored hair and all this other stuff. Oh, you're wasting your life. You're doing this and you're terrible, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
I see that's the norm
Yeah.
now. Like everybody wants to have their individuality. But I was still a hard worker looking that way. So that's why, like, in people in my age group, kids from the 80s, I really feel like we're like the last people to really think in that way. Because behind that, it's just all automation, quick gratification.
Yeah.
Like building businesses that only affect you and a couple people, if that.
Yeah.
You know, anybody can make a quick, you know, business online where they're just selling stuff and like knowing the algorithms, all that stuff.
Right.
That's not that hard for people like me, but the intention is about the people, because as this compiles and compounds on itself, what's left for everyone else? It creates a bigger disparage from those people that run corporations to us. Small business is that median. Middle America is those checks and balances, and that's what we do, and that's how I think. That's going away,
It's
you
going
know.
away quick,
And for me, if I want to create longevity, I have to figure out how to live in that world.
Yeah.
And that's why people like me we're thinking over here.
Yeah.
So that's why my process is you're gonna have to work harder, dude. Because if not, as a business owner, I can replace you with these things.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do that because I care about you. And I think society is losing that care about you. For ease, for quick money, for self-gratification.
Yeah.
And I'm terrified of that. So this is the hill I die on. And hopefully we have a renaissance of sorts where I can impact that in what we do.
Yeah.
And hopefully I can expand and create more things. I'm not saying I'm special or anything, but I do know my processes work, and I have proof of that this last year.
Yeah.
You know, because these people showed up every day for themselves and believed into the culture and what we're doing for the business.
Entrepreneurs and small business owners, are you searching for ways of taking your business to the next level? BAM is your answer. We specialize in crafting high-performance marketing strategies that put your brand front and center right in the palm of your customers' hands. Not only can we create a premium website full of features that optimize your social media and digital marketing presence, but we ensure that your brand gets multiple views from your target audience and even those visiting your competition. BAM is your go-to solution in the Permian Basin. But we're not just about digital and social media marketing. We're a one-stop shop offering a spectrum of services, including business mentorship, strategic planning, market research, and access to capital. That's right. We can get you funding to expand your business. With BAM, you're not just getting a service, you're gaining a partner committed to your growth for the life of your business. So why wait? Kickstart your journey to success today. Call us to set up a free consultation and discover how BAM can help your business soar above the rest. 432-247-8840. Call today and get your business launched.
Like, so one, right, the pendulum's always swinging back and forth, right? So history not necessarily repeats, but it sure does rhyme, right? That saying, right? So there's different waves that come and go, right? It's just like the waves of the ocean, man. It's coming and going constantly, right?
Peaks and
So
valleys.
yeah, so yeah. Is it kind of scary that now we're in this technological age that is just rapidly expanding into who knows where?
Yeah.
Right? We have no idea where AI is going to take us.
I love it.
I love it too, right?
I really do. But
Yeah. The internet, right? The internet came and that was like mind blowing, changed the world, right?
Yeah.
And now there's this next wave of AI, take it to the next. And what I've been like you, man, what you're doing is you're foundational, right? And so what we do here is we're foundational, right? I believe, yes, AI is important. I love AI. I use AI every day. We are using AI right now.
yeah.
This camera that we're recording on is
Right,
AI,
right.
right? So yeah, no, I teach AI, you know, like I study AI, I research AI, you know, but we have to put the human in the loop. The human has to stay intentionally
That's us, though.
in the loop.
That's us, though.
Right.
Because this could be cutthroat. For me, I love it because the only reason I don't use it as much as I could to get myself ahead is because of the human element, right?
Yeah.
Because you're cutting people out. I don't want to put us so far ahead with a lot of processes because it affects my neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
It affects the guy down the street.
Right.
And I don't want that. And a lot of people aren't there yet. And that's my downfall. Like, I care about what happens
Yeah.
around me. But, you know, I'm always fighting that thing in the back of my head. Like,
Right.
fuck it, let's do it. Let's just go,
Right.
fuck it. And let's go. So this year I'm letting a little bit more of that out where it's not consuming me, but all right. You
Yeah.
know, I see what's going on. I have to be honest with myself.
Yeah.
I don't have the tools that everyone does. I'm self-made, literally. I don't have family fortune. I don't have investors, like I said, into me. So I have to use these tools
Yeah.
that I know my competitors aren't using at all.
Right.
But the only reason I haven't used them is because I care. But now, no,
Bro.
this is,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be left behind.
Right.
I'm not going to be left behind.
100%.
My people aren't going to be left behind. And it's only going to add into what the intention was
Right.
for this, was to get my processes out there now with an unstoppable force that gives me unlimited knowledge.
Yeah.
And if you don't use it, you're going to get left behind.
Right.
It's just like here, everything we've done from the inception of the restaurant. Look, we're about Texas. We're about getting our name out there.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, all right, you're left behind.
Yeah.
Because I'm not stopping.
No.
And if I'm wrong at the end of the day, okay. I'm
Right.
okay with it.
That's all right.
I'm okay with it
Yeah.
because I'm trying.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it's an interesting world that we're living in right now. I don't even pay attention to the stuff that going all the way around because there's so much to it.
So much to it, and it's going to change tomorrow. And
Yeah,
there's going to be
it's-
more. You know, and I mean,
It's
there's
all controlled by corporations and money. That's it.
so
You know?
right. That's this
I'm just happy to be
iterations.
on the winning side. That's honestly, it sucks to pay all these taxes, but you know, it's just what we created and what everybody's been okay with. We're such a young country
Yeah,
compared to like China. China's been a country and been
bro.
over 5,000 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, really pay attention.
Bro,
You know
yeah.
that you don't think they got to figure it out,
Bro.
You know? But
That's been my argument, right? They're playing the long game.
yeah, they've always played the long
Yeah.
game. That's the thing, and they've had several revolutions. They fought their government several
Over
times.
and over and over again.
And for me, like, you know, I'm American through and through. I love it. But the thing is, like, we're so controlled by corporation and money and taxes that if you keep everybody fucking just struggling, you don't have time to pay attention to anything else but your survival.
Right.
And once you get to a comfortable means, you're comfortable. What are you gonna fight?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if the whole is struggling. You're comfortable.
Right.
You're gonna have sympathy for it.
Right.
But what are you really doing? It's hard.
It is tough, man. It is tough because, like, what's one of the oldest sayings ever? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Yeah.
right? Well, say you're comfortable and you got plenty of resources to help out a whole bunch of people,
Yeah.
right? And you give it to them. You put it right there in front of your face.
Yeah.
But they don't.
Yeah, there's a
don't take
lot of really smart people that figured this out a long time ago. And you were just gonna go. That's kind of how I think about my business. I'm thinking about way down there in the processes that I create. You know what I mean? Even if it affects somebody that works for me, and then they go create stuff that they learned from us. That's the point.
Yeah.
It's about that butterfly effect.
That's what you want.
That's it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's. I think about that stuff.
That's what you want.
And it eats me up alive. It eats me up alive all the time. Everything I do is intention. Even when I'm talking shit, I'm doing it for a reason. You know what I mean? Because I want the best for people.
Yeah.
And people are so consumed with things that don't matter, and manipulating people, and just not being authentic.
Right.
I hate that.
Right.
And I call it out, and I do everything I can. There's a reason for it. And sometimes people are just good people.
Right. For me, it depends. If you're relevant in my life, I want to call you out.
Yeah. Well, if you affect me and my business,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
okay. And then
Cross
and
the
then,
line.
then if you come anywhere close to my business and implant yourself, knowing what I know, then that's when I really have a problem.
Yeah.
Right. And that's happened a few times. Nah. And every time, and now you've crossed the line. Now I'm going to show you. Now I'm going to say things. Now I'm going to call you out because I want better for you. Stop treating people like that. Stop doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Because you did it to me. Now we're finna see. Now we're gonna go there. Well, for one, because I love it, and two, because I want better. Right? It's all fun to me.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying my life.
Michael, you say about that? He used to say, no, he got his ass whooped because I'm not going to allow him to do that to other people.
Yeah.
Right? It stops
That's
here.
exactly.
It stops right
That's
here.
exactly how I am.
Michael's like, I'm doing him a favor.
That's exactly. That's so. Oh shit! I have two people in my world that are like that, and one of them I really focus on, and I haven't even started on that. And it's not to tear him apart or tear his business apart. It's just like I want better for you because you're on a pedestal for a reason. Be better. Stop manipulating people. Do better.
Yeah. Let's do better.
Anybody can cut and paste.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why you even came, or you'll implant yourself to people who are doing those things. And for me, it's just not that thing. I don't pay attention to that stuff. I don't treat people like that.
Yeah.
Like it's like it just does something to me. All right, I'm game. I'm down.
Yeah.
But like I'm just like China. I play that long game. You know what I mean? And I learned a lot of stuff this last year.
Yeah.
And a lot of people hit me when I was down and out, when I was in my worst. But, you know, all that stuff was information. I gained a lot of information. I know who.
Right.
I know who plays what. And now the reason you want to have conversations with me is because you didn't understand what I was doing and how I was doing it from nothing. Just this trailer park kid. And I didn't want to make it like that. I was trying to build a community.
Right.
Now I'm building a community.
Now you're building it.
Building a community around me and people that matter, people that care, people that want it. This was my home. It's the longest I ever lived anywhere, and I really embraced it.
Yeah.
And I decided to invest everything that I had into this community.
Yeah.
But it's been hard. It's been real hard being
It's tough, man.
an outsider. But that's where I'm making a lot of changes in my restaurant to capture everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone. You know, people have walked out of my restaurant because, I don't have plates. What? That's why everything's individually sold, and you can make your own. But no, I'm just really stripping that out, taking that away because I want to capture all those customers. I want to capture everyone. I want them to have that experience, but in a more mitigated way. And for my tried and true customers that show up every day, even my new customers that understand that. Now it's going to be even easier for them. So they're even having a better experience now.
Right.
So really diversifying our stuff even more. And what really got us to the dance is working harder, doing these things that nobody else does, and doing it in our own way.
Yeah.
And creating that own lane. We're going back to that, but even more.
Yeah.
You know that in today's world, distraction is the enemy.
The Deep Flow formula fuses human performance mastery with AI integration, helping you cut through the chaos, sharpen focus, and get more done in less time. In just one workshop, you'll learn how to turn stress into a repeatable rhythm of high performance, boost your creativity, and achieve clarity on demand. This isn't theory, it's a framework you can apply immediately. Call BAM Ventures, your business sidekick, at 432-247-8841 to step into your flow today.
Yeah.
Really focusing on what got us to the dance and doing it even more. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because now I've processed a lot of things out of my personal life and feel more content with who I am, where I am in my own life, which that translates into my business.
Yeah.
I wish I was a large corporation where, where I could operate freely, but that's my goal, is to be on that level, but it differently.
Right.
Treat our customers differently.
Right.
Because if I'm not okay with it and I wouldn't eat my own food, I wouldn't serve it.
Right.
And I think that's the renaissance to where we're going, getting America back to being great again, right? We were great, but that was way before I was born. European nations all over the world, they're still operating how America operated. And I'm talking specifically through food. They're not eating all these poisons. They're not doing all this stuff. And they're eating well. They're operating well, and it's so cheap. It's so cheap. If you've traveled anywhere, you'll understand, wow, this food's great.
It's so local.
And it's cheap. Everything's cheap.
Because it doesn't have 50 middlemen before it gets to the
Everyone's
table.
trying, and that's the only downfall for like free enterprise and how our country runs. Everyone's trying to get their come up,
Right.
And unfortunately, people don't care about other people, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to get that.
To increase that margin.
Exactly. To live that comfortable life.
Regardless.
Yeah. I've met a lot of people, especially in this town, well, I'm the owner of this company. I do this. It's just a lot of ego.
There's massive ego. Massive.
I don't care about that.
Yeah.
And I'll check your ego right away.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't want a lot of people to know who I am.
Yeah.
I'm the dishwasher in my restaurant.
Right.
And I've told a lot of people that because I am.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Everybody in my restaurant, first and foremost, a dishwasher.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that way of thinking will take you far. Because if you have any setback, guess what? I'm willing to do anything that it takes at the bottom to get myself up, because that's where it all starts, at the bottom.
Man, somebody asked me, well, what do you do? First time, what do you do? The janitor.
You are.
I clean the bathrooms.
Yeah. Because
that's what I do.
Because if you have a visitor come into those bathrooms, and you're a representation of that bathroom. And I've had a lot of chefs, which I've won that award in Midland. It's crazy to me because I don't even call myself a chef, and it means so much to me. Because I didn't work in a restaurant, but cooking has been always my safe place. Just to win those awards.
Yeah.
And not call myself a chef, it means a lot.
Yeah.
I love it, but for me, it's about those processes, I'm a dishwasher first and foremost. So when I have those people come in, I'm a chef. You're a dishwasher. And they walk out.
Yeah.
Oh, fine. You're not going to fit into the system. And guess what? That's ego.
Yeah. Massive ego.
And this is not the place, because I'm not going to feed into that ego.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to check it every time.
Yeah.
Because if there's anyone that's a chef in this fucking building, it's me.
Yeah.
Because I'm handling this stuff. I know how to fix it. Right? Because I'm creating recipes and I'm creating processes that you've never done.
Right.
I don't have stations in my restaurant. I don't do this. I don't do that. You're going to do everything.
Right.
Right? Like I said, I run it like a big food truck. And when I have a whole team that does everything, it makes it so easy.
So much easier, bro.
And when you're not buying into the system, you're affecting the system, and there's no room for you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%. I love that. I respect that. But you're right. Someone here was trying to sell me on something,
And they were trying pretty hard, and I was being nice, right? I'm a nice guy, so I'm being nice. I'm like, no, thank you, it's not for me, whatever. And then they can keep pressing. And they said, hey, the owner, whoever created what they're trying to sell me, he's offering, if you sign on, go on the boat and you get to meet him, and because he's this author, right? And I'm like, is that supposed to impress me? Like, that just turns me more off, right?
Yeah.
Like you're using that to bait me in.
Yeah.
To buy something from you, right? Now I'm like triple down, don't want it, right? I was being nice before, but kick rocks now, right?
So that's what, like, those people that come into my restaurant like that. No, I don't care what homeboy's doing down the road. I don't care who's doing this,
Right?
Because more than likely, I created those processes for them to do that. You know what I mean? Just like the beef, like some of these people use here, I brought that here, right? I'm no longer associated with that stuff. Why?
Everybody's using it.
Well, no, it's got me out of the game. I mean, it's fine, and they hit me when it's hard. So it's just those things. Like I don't really pay attention to that stuff. If it doesn't add to what we're doing, I'm not gonna be a part of it.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not trying to go into other things like where. I don't know. I just call it the good old boy system.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I really don't want to go into that stuff, but
Yeah.
it's still alive and well.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Alive and well. And I know you and Michael felt that. You guys created, the entrepreneurial challenge.
Yeah.
It's just that stuff it's still happening. It's you can create something and you can bring something here, and then it just gets taken away from you because you don't play the game.
Right.
And that's fine.
And exactly. And
That's fine.
That's fine, man.
But that's alive and well, especially in our economy here locally.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm very, very grateful for everything that we have, especially where we're at. And, I want to take away from when I talk to people and they say, oh, you're the owner of Pachucos. That's the restaurant downtown. That's a great location. Well, yeah, that's why we bought
That was
it.
dope. Yeah.
But that's not why we're successful either.
Right.
I want to take that away from people because it's like a backhanded compliment.
I see what
You
you're
know
saying.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the only way we were surviving, the only way we're popular is because
of the location.
Because we have great location. That's a big part of it. It's huge.
Yeah.
But no, that's the reason the previous owners of Johnny's Barbecue sold it. It wasn't Johnny's, right? Johnny's had something. He was a person to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
He cared about what he was doing and what he was serving.
Right.
And he did it in a way that added something to people's lives. That's why some of his workers stayed with him over 30 years.
Yeah.
It's about how he treated people. That's who I am. And I'm getting more back to that and going back to making this company sustainable and to be able to grow, to make it streamlined.
Yeah.
So I can replicate this.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah, it's just, I don't want to say dumbing it down, but for me, that's how I feel, being honest.
Yeah.
Really just making it easier,
Right.
user-friendly, right?
Yeah.
Because to me, the way it's running, it is, to me, that's dumbed down. To me, that's easy, but it's not about me. It's about capturing the majority of the consumer
Yeah.
and being able to replicate it.
Yes. That's
the
right.
goal, because that's creating legacy. And in part two, creating a legacy for Johnny, Mr. Hackney. Because that's where I started. That's where I seen that. So now I've really been taking a deep dive on why he was just himself being open 60 years, himself. I know how he did it, and why he was the guy. He was the main guy.
Yeah.
Because it was the spot. It was the spot for people, of everybody. That's what we're trying to create. That's what I'm doing.
Destination, right?
Yeah, but I'm trying to do that across the board.
Right.
I want to have a Pachucos on all I-20 up to El Paso. That's the goal.
Yeah. That would be so sweet to see a Pachucos in Tarilas, man, in Pecos. Right?
Yeah, that's actually the next spot that I'm really looking into.
Nice.
It would be perfect, and that would be our introduction into El Paso.
Yeah, yeah. You know, because, I mean, talk about barbecue, right? There's a legend in Beckles right now, right? Pody's.
Dude, this is a great man.
Good friend, man.
Yeah.
Love that dude. You know?
I need to get him to the dirt, man. I invited him a couple times. I didn't reach out to him this year, just because I'm just a little less involved with it this year. But if we need to get him on, you know, and that's into another thing with the barbecue world.
Right.
It's just it's man, it's I don't know. It's just clicks, you know what I mean? And for me, I'm not from that world. I'm not from competition barbecue. I don't had a barbecue restaurant I haven't built these friendships or acquaintances over my time. I don't know that. So, you know, I've invited a lot of people out, including Pody's, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, we can't do it. Well, you need to be here. You're such a staple to this area, man. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And you're that name. Yeah. But then that goes back into like the Red Dirt stuff, and if you know anything about that, is Red Dirt, and then the Troubadour Fest, and the guy that created it, and those guys. No to them, man. They're great. You know, they're doing great stuff, and they're the ones that created the Red Dirt. But like for me, I don't pay attention to that stuff.
Right.
I'm just from the word again. I'm just glad to be a part of it and help grow. You know what I mean? All that politics goes out the window for me. I don't care about that stuff because it adds to our community. Mm-hmm. It adds to the people that are here and want this stuff, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go work against it. And when I was actively doing that because they created something, okay, I got that. That's still your name. That's cool. And then you're still doing your own stuff. That's even awesome. That's why, like, you know what I mean? I'm not big enough to be invited to that stuff yet. But I would never turn them down. I'd be like, I'm humble and grateful that I'd be able to add on to this, and I would show out for it.
Yeah.
And that's what I do for my community here. When I brought it here, and outside of all that politics and stuff, I'm for it because it adds to the community, and that's when I was asked to ask all these barbecue places, a lot of them was so reserved and be like, well, I don't want to let my friend down over here because he created this, and I'm like, well, I get that and I respect it, but part of that I don't care about that. Like, it's not my business. But what I do know is that I'm trying to create something that's for the people, for here, and create something exciting.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of that stuff gets in the way, especially in the barbecue world. Like, and I know I've been seen in a certain way because I let people know, hey, nobody taught me barbecue. I didn't sell barbecue until I opened the doors there. I learned off a pellet grill. Yeah. I don't do any competitions. I don't do any of this stuff. I'm self-taught.
Yeah.
I don't have a granddad that taught me this and his 60-year fucking recipe and all that stuff. Like, that's cool. I wish I had that.
Yeah.
But for me to be offered these opportunities to be featured in Texas Monthly that many times, to be tasked with helping get barbecue talent for this festival, for a barbecue festival from coming from nothing. Right. That's the point. That's what I want to be, that person. Yeah. To show people behind me, hey, they come from the place that I come from. Hey, man, you can do it. Like, I'm doing it. I was at the very least want to be like, hey, that guy did it. I can do it too. Yeah. So I don't like the second you tell me that kind of stuff. All right, man, go ahead. Yeah. Because you know what, I'm gonna get somebody that is on the same path, that's lesser known, but they're probably doing great stuff. Yeah. They're probably doing it better. Because that's the future. And that's, I think, like the Red Dirt stuff, we're going to have a lot of people that are that. Yeah. And unfortunately, like, for the customer, oh, well, I want to see so-and-so here on Red Dirt, I want to have these, I want to eat their food. Yeah. Well, we tried. Yeah. We've asked them, but, there's this politics involved with the Troubadour Fest and all that stuff. And, they're awesome stuff. They're the ones that started this stuff. Yeah. But for me, there's no room for that kind of stuff. If it doesn't affect my community, then why should I pay attention to it?
Yeah.
And if you want to treat it like that, okay, I respect you.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We'll move on.
Right.
And
Right.
you know, for us to be included in this year again, it's fortunate to us, and
Yeah.
we're just gonna show out more so than we did last year. We did a ají tuna leche de tigre. You know what I mean? Like
Ooh.
every time we do stuff nobody does.
Yeah.
You know, I remember we did the golden skillet. Our first year, we're doing 2 different types of risotto with you know, seafood. You know, out in the parking lot where everybody else is like serving chicken fried steak and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Ooh.
It's like we made their Spanish chorizo, all that stuff. Like, I like doing that stuff.
Yeah.
I like showing out. And
Yeah.
like, be like, hey, like this, we're doing this here in West Texas or Permian Basin. I should say. But that's the point. Like, there's a lot of talented people here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, you know, I'm going to push that out there.
Yeah.
You know, it's a part of the puzzle. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm that we're growing and we're doing these cool things here.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's always going to be room for these people that have turned us down in the past, because that's the point. We want to grow our community. We want to make things exciting, and it's coming.
Right.
And it's doing it. You know, I'm going to be a told you so kind of guy. It's just like
inclusive, right?
But that's the thing when people create stuff and like it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks, like, because like we've always been here, just like what y'all do here at BAM. We're here to help.
We're here, man.
We're here to help. And they're like, where you been? Well, we always been here. Pay attention. Pon la pilas. You know what I mean? Like, hey, get with it.
Right.
You know?
Man, Rube, you know, it's always a pleasure to talk with you, man. You know, and your journey is for anybody wanting to get into business, wanting to start a business, right? Especially like,
don't do it. Don't do it unless you're ready.
Unless you got to be ready, right? Because
it's
you're hard, right?
Yeah.
This is hard.
Yeah.
Right. This is really hard.
My number one ops is the government taxes. That's it. The comptroller and IRS, dude. For real.
Yeah.
For real. You got to pay to play.
Yeah.
And if you don't have those processes in mind and ready to play the long game, then this ain't for you.
Right.
That's in any business, honestly. You know, and especially restaurants. Like, especially everybody wants to make a food truck, this and this. Stay a food truck until you learn.
Right.
Because, you know, if you got a good product, people are going to want it.
Yeah.
And unless you're going to, you know, have very limited hours, which in the long game, that's not going to help you.
Yeah.
You're just going to stay stagnant.
Yeah.
You know, and for us, you know, I knew that I want to bring people on to grow this. But there comes a lot of costs with bringing a lot of people on. So just know. But if you're okay with just being just there and not growing, that's fine. Yeah. I wish I thought it like that. Yeah. But I don't. I'm incapable of thinking like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you have any parting words for listeners? It's the last thought.
Man, just be intentful with what you want, especially if you're an entrepreneur. Be serious. Have a conversation with yourself, an honest conversation with yourself.
Yeah.
And be okay with not being your best, because it's going to happen. And don't beat yourself up with it. Allow yourself to heal. Allow yourself to process these things. Because I did last year and I had to step away. But put that work in, because you have no other choice. And that's what allowed me to step away for so long last year, is to process things. But I did the work, and that's why I built a team that fucking cares and love what they're doing. And, you know, I can never repay that.
Yeah.
You know, and now going back into this year, it's going to be even more so on the culture that they knew. It's going to be doubled down. Yeah. And they're going to be taken care of. Yeah. Even more so.
And they're grateful for that, I bet.
I'm fighting for I'm doing it for me.
Right.
That's the point. I'm doing it for me. You know, living by the golden rule. Yeah. How do I want to be treated? Because I know what the other side looks like. Just go out there and fucking get it. Just get it, and that's what's beautiful about the Permian Basin. There's so many like-minded individuals that are out there and get it. Just get rid of all the fluff. Yeah. That's what it is. That's why we're gonna come up on top.
I think that's beautiful, man.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. Congratulations on all your success and what you've set as the foundation, you know, and the way you've done it. It's authentic. right?
It's too authentic sometimes. My own worst enemy.
Hey, man, you know, the beauty of it, though, right?
And I ran away from that for so long.
Yeah.
It was not being myself. And now I'm really doubling down. So if I've talked shit to you before, I'm going to do it even more so this year. But yeah, no, I just having a good time, man.
Be prepared, Midland.
No. But it's to be more intentional. It's going to, the things that matter, you know, and I was paying attention those first 3 years because I didn't want to fail.
Yeah.
I didn't want to fail.
That is. Yeah.
And I did fail. And failure was me having to step back and not being present. But now, if I didn't do that, I would have imploded, and this whole thing would have been crashed. It would have crashed down.
It would have been an absolute fail.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. So I kind of knew that, and
Yeah.
all the while I had a great time, and I really figured out who I was at 42 years old.
Yeah.
And here I am. I'm ready to get it. I'm just have to more of a good time and create a community.
Yeah.
And right along with the growth of the city.
Let's go.
Like, you got to pay to play with a lot of things.
Yeah.
And that price is not necessarily money.
Well, y'all heard the man. Get out there and get it.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right, Big Rube. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Much love.
All right. Stay tuned. We'll see you on the next.
Yes, sir.